As we have grown this account 450% in 8 weeks, I thought we would do a get ready with Gracie. Who the hell am I? My name is Gracie. I am 30 years old. I live in Dallas, Texas. I am married to my college sweetheart, and I have 2 little girls, ages 5 and 13 weeks tomorrow. We live in Dallas, Texas, as I said, and I work full-time in tech sales. My husband is also 30. He is a data analyst, and we met freshman year of college. If you want the most chaotic story of anyone meeting their husband ever, it is pinned to the top of my page. Is that I met him basically blacked out on a first date, threw up all over him, fell, busted my chin open, all of this, and this man, still boy at the time, asked me if I wanted to hang out the next day. So basically all that should teach you girls on here, if you're younger than me, or if you just like aren't in a relationship and you want to be, is you can't scare off the wrong guy, clearly. Anyways, my daughters are named Maisie James, that's my 5-year-old, she'll be 6 in April, and my 13-week-old is named Dolly Lucille. Fun fact about both of my girls is they are middle named off of 2 people I love very, very much. My oldest daughter's middle name, James, is after my dad, who was tragically killed in an accident in January of 2018. He was riding his motorcycle with his helmet on in broad daylight, going the speed limit, and a distracted driver hit and killed him. That time, I was dancing in the NBA for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the way I found out that he had died was my coach got a call while we were in the locker room changing at halftime, because we do several different outfit changes, costume changes, and she just looked at me as she answered the phone, and I just knew. As she walked towards me, it felt like she was walking in slow motion as I was figuring out who in my life had just passed away. I took the phone, and my mom told me it was my dad, that he was hit and killed in an accident. Found out he died at halftime cheering as an NBA dancer at an NBA game. We have a very big family. I'm one of 5 kids, so we're from Oklahoma City, and we just know a lot of people because there's so many members of our family. So there were already a ton of people there. He was riding behind him and saw the entire thing and messaged me on Facebook. A few weeks later, she'd been trying to find anyone related to him, but she finally found me on Facebook and said that she got out of her car and held him as he took his last breath, and that when he took his last breath, he looked up at the sky and smiled. I think that he was getting a flush of memories of our family as he took his last breath. Yeah, that really rocked our world. All 5 of us, we all grieved extremely differently. My parents were high school sweethearts and met working at Sizzler when they were 17, and were together like 40 years almost. So my mom was just really not okay for several years, but she did end up remarrying like the best guy ever, and we absolutely love him. In the following December, I got engaged to my college sweetheart. Yes, the one I threw up all over and bled all over on our very first date. He proposed to me actually at an NBA game, our Christmas game on the 23rd in 2019. And so I will try to find that video and see if I can post it on here. It was really cute. Actually was like super nervous because it was gonna be pretty public. So he drank a lot, and he says he wasn't drunk. I will let the video speak for itself when I eventually post it, but he is not gonna gaslight me and say that he was not. It was so funny and so cute. He like exclaimed his emotions for me very theatrically. It was 2018. We got engaged December of 2018. We got married November of 2019 in New Orleans. Why New Orleans? Because my dad's side of the family, we are like very French, and that's where we are from. My Blanchard side of the family lives in Louisiana, and I wanted to get married somewhere that wasn't my hometown basically because it would depress me. New Orleans sounded like it would honor him and be super fun. Let's discuss getting pregnant with my oldest daughter. So I had been engaged for like 10 months at this point, and I go to a wedding, and I'm normally the girl you have fun with, if you catch my drift. Didn't feel good doing fireball shots, and I just was like, this is not settling with me well. Well, the next day, it's the Sunday of Labor Day weekend, and my husband's like, oh God. My husband's like, you need to take a pregnancy test. And I'm like, I have an IUD. Like, there's no need. That kind of looks fuck ass, but whatever. There's no need for me to take a pregnancy test. He's like, I'm gonna go buy one anyways. And I'm like, okay. Hold. I pee on that stick. Not even 2 seconds later, girls, if you've taken a pregnancy test, usually it takes like a minute or two. Boom, 2 lines. I go to the ER because I literally have an IUD, and IUD pregnancies, if you don't know, can be like very dangerous. They can be an ectopic pregnancy. And I go in and they're like, yep, sure as shit, there's that little baby in there. They turn that monitor around in the ER, and I'm like, there's actually no way. Mind you, we are 24 and we are broke as actual hell. We had just started our careers like post-college. We auditioned for DCC the May right before this, and I guess got pregnant in August right after. He hates to see me on my TikTok. I went to finals but got cut right before training camp, and I was like, no big deal, I will go back next year. That's pretty good for my first audition with them, especially coming from NBA style, which is just like kind of just a heavier, more hip-hop style. I will audition next year. Takes a lot of girls, 2 tries. And nope. Because what did I do in August? I went and somehow got pregnant on my IUD. To the story, I'm in the ER and I'm trying not to crash out because I'm like, it's September, I guess. So I'm 2 months away from having a massive 500-person blowout wedding in New Orleans. I go home and I call my very Catholic mother to let her know I'm gonna be pregnant at the wedding. She just takes a deep sigh and goes, Gracie, babies are a blessing. It's gonna be okay. I felt so much better. She was supportive. We didn't really give a shit at that point who knew I was pregnant at the wedding. I ended up being like 14 or something weeks at my wedding. We didn't really care because once you lose someone extremely close to you, young, you just realize that like a lot of shit could not matter less. And me being pregnant at my wedding with my fiance was not, a hill she was gonna die on. Galia Lahav, whatever. That was my dress designer. We had it ripped open on the back, sliced, put a, what's it called, corset, like lattice in the back so it would like stretch. And yeah, I was a little chunker at my wedding, but you know what? It doesn't matter, it was meant to be. So we get married in November. I'm forgetting the cancer part of this story. So we still need to make a real OB appointment, so we do. We make a real OB appointment and go in and we're discussing, the baby, meeting my OB for the first time. And just casually, my husband goes, hey, I just want to ask you something. And my OB is like, yeah, what's up? My brand new OB. And he's like, I've noticed this little like lump on her neck. I'm assuming it has something to do with like hormones for this pregnancy or whatever, but I just wanted to have you check it out. She freaks out and is like, we need to biopsy that immediately. I'm 24. I just buried my dad and just found out I have an unplanned pregnancy. I'm not gonna have like a serious health problem now too, right? Wrong. We biopsy. It's cancer. Not only is it cancer, it is metastasized to my lymph nodes. Yay! I found out about the cancer and the baby within a month of each other, and they tell me I need to get my thyroid taken out at 17 weeks pregnant, me the week after our honeymoon. Yep. So we really did the sickness and in health through hard times all of those vows, we did those nice and early. We're 24, poor. I'm grieving my dad's death from a literal traumatic accident. Find out about this baby when we're not spiritually, financially, mentally prepared, and now I have cancer. We're like, okay, we'll get this emergency thyroidectomy the week after our honeymoon. So go to our big blowout wedding in New Orleans, try to enjoy it, but how can you really enjoy anything when you have this like unplanned pregnancy, a cancer scare, and you're having surgery to take your entire thyroid out in 2 weeks while you're 17 weeks pregnant. Anesthesia while 17 weeks pregnant, which is like, you know, inherently dangerous. Cancer is scary enough, pregnant or not, but add the fact that you are growing this baby and it's just absolutely mind-blowingly terrifying. Back from our honeymoon, I get the thyroidectomy and they take out my entire thyroid, and they call my husband and they're like, we can't find the heartbeat. Alarm, but they freaked him out for a second. Baby girl was fine. I gave birth to her in April, and then between April and now, her life has inspired me to work my ass off, and that's really what I've done the almost last 6 years. I knew after she was born, I was an executive assistant at Deloitte, and I just knew I could do better than that. Literally no hate to any executive assistants on here, not what this is about. I just knew that for me, there was more, and I'm a very competitive, but just like really driven person. I wanted to do something that fulfilled that competitive, driven side of me, and TikTok came out and I heard a bunch of creators on here discussing tech sales, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. The tech sales as an SDR, which if you know nothing about tech sales is like the lowest level, which you basically, it's like the entry level for tech sales. You cold call for the account managers and you set up meetings for them. God, I'm doing this with kids so much younger than me, because at this point I'm like 25, but I'm like, I'm just gonna be the absolute best SDR and fast track my career to be where I wanna be. And I flew out all of my numbers as an SDR and was promoted, and I've been at a few different companies since then. That's what I've been doing. Now I handle significantly sized accounts, work in tech, and I love it, and the opportunities it's given our family to grow and to do fun things, and the life that we get to live because of it is amazing. All of that to my daughter's birth. I felt so inspired after she was born. Like, obviously the first few months you're just like in your bed, but like 6 months after she was born, I felt just like this new sense of purpose and this new drive. I feel it again with this baby. I feel so driven, and not to like leave my job or anything. I don't think I ever would, to create content. It's almost like every baby that enters our family like motivates me to want to do more and grow a bigger life. And it's just so funny that like after Maisie, I was like, I want to change careers. I want to do this. I want to go hard in paint. And with this baby, same thing, but with content creation. Just a little bit about me and my backstory. If you are watching this and you're going through a shitty few years, I literally had 2 years from absolute hell. It's not that having my daughter was hell. It's that being 24 years old with no money and having the unplanned pregnancy on an IUD while grieving my dead father who died in a traumatic accident we weren't prepared for, and getting engaged and planning my wedding, finding out I had cancer, and then getting operated on as a young pregnant woman, and now having to worry about my life, the fetus's life, everything. Like, if I can make it through that, you guys can make it through whatever. There aren't people going through way worse things than me. There absolutely are. But I just hope if you're watching this, you know that you can be going through literal hell and make it out alive and have an absolutely wonderful life. Is a little bit about me. If you need questions on my IUD pregnancy, my cancer diagnosis, my career, raising kids, whatever you want to ask, marriage, going through hard stuff early in your marriage, whatever it may be, please feel free to DM me, comment, whatever. I'm always here for you guys. This helps you understand a little bit about me, and thank you for being here.